a good sound.
I think you need to like play it along to see how it fits in with the rest of the instrumentation. But yeah, by itself I don't mind it.
You're more nervous about this than I am.
I am a little bit, because like, you know, the whole point of an interview is like to ask a question, but I don't really have any questions to ask.
Why don't we talk about the ridiculousness of a band making a making of video about their own album?
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
It is pretty ridiculous. Well, it started when we were making, sort of in the middle of the Wunderbastards. I think we weren't doing very much at that point. I think there was like a long break, and I thought, okay, I'm going to write an album now, because I sort of broke out of writer's block around about that time, because I had writer's block for about 2 years. And I thought, okay, I'm going to make an album now. I'm going to write 10 songs at once. And my idea was basically, I want to make an album according to what I think an album should be like what a good track one would be, and a good sort of middle track, a good end track would be. So I thought, well, I've plagiarized everything else, so why did I may as well just create a playlist of a bunch of songs for each one. It's like a bunch of playlist of track ones, and this will be the type of song I want to make for track one. And then, so I'd come up with 10 songs, and then we listen to all these different albums, and then you kind of cut it down to 10 songs. So I ended up with this sort of Afro-pop, sort of Bob Dylan hybrid. And then sort of it went on from there. Sort of as I went along, I sort of came up with the progression of what an album should be. And then I ended up abandoning the whole thing and just relying on a bunch of old tracks.
Hello.
What's the first thing I should point out? This is the Studio Don. Don is the Studio Don. He's a bit of a weirdo. Over here we have the whiteboard, which is a color-coded system detailing what we're up to and what needs more work. Blue is good, red is bad, and orange, I guess, is mediocre. Okay, acoustic guitar. Pickup is held in place by duct tape, and there's like a chip or some shit on the 5th fret on the high E string, which makes like a ding sort of sound and doesn't really play that well. And it feedbacks like a motherfucker, which is great for making feedback. God, I don't even know where to begin with the electric guitar. One of the machine heads has been replaced with a metal machine head, and it has various band-aids which are more for aesthetic reasons and hiding out chips. Pickup once again held in place by duct tape. Then we have the Juno synth over here. Selecting instruments is fucked. You type in the highest one and then press down is the way to do it, I think. The most efficient way to do it, because you can't go up. Then we have the computer and the stereo where we record into. And there's a sampler. Yeah, and that's my very boring tour of the Dead Albatross studio. What is the album about? Is the album about anything? Is it a concept album?
No. I don't really ever know exactly, you know, what I'm writing about until much later. I would say there's probably a flow to it.
There's a flow to it.
There's a flow to it.
So you don't hear all the songs all at once.
But, I mean, that's not a bad idea, you know. Like, to take the Flaming Lips,
yeah,
you know, just like experiment
level.
to the next level, just play a bunch of unrelated songs at once. And the experience will you know, change
That
depending
and
on depending on which songs you play at once and how they line.